I'd like to start by giving all praise unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders that brought me into this truth. Peace, salutations to the hopeful elect, and to the men that's teaching this truth in sincerity and in love. And today I want to bring out, the judgment of America, man. These prophecies are coming to pass very, very fast, and as you can see on the screen, from the Guardian, it says of great significance, North Korea hails submarine launch of ballistic missile. North Korea has confirmed a successful launch, a new ballistic missile from a submarine, in a move intended to raise pressure on the U.S. as the two countries prepare to resume nuclear talks at the weekend. Wednesday's launch, the first involving a submarine launch ballistic missile, for 3 years, was Pyongyang's most provocative weapon test since it began denuclearization talks with Washington early last year. It says perfecting the submarine launch ballistic missile technology would significantly expand North Korea's military options, enabling it to deploy missiles far beyond the Korean peninsula and giving it a second strike capability in the event of an attack on its military bases. Missiles fired from underwater are also harder to detect before liftoff than ground-based missiles. The KCNA state news agency said the test in waters off its east coast marked a new phase in containing the threat from outside forces. Although it did specify the nature of that threat, the new type ballistic missile was fired in vertical mode in waters off Wonsan Bay on Wednesday. KCNA said, adding the successful new type submarine launched ballistic missile test firing comes to be of great significance as it ushered in a new phase in containing the outside forces threat to the DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, and further bolstering its military muscle for self-defense. Ankit Panda of the Federation of American Scientists described the missile, the Pyongyang-3, as Pyongyang's longest range capable solid fuel missile, adding that Wednesday launch was unambiguously the first nuclear capable missiles test since November 2017. Kim Jong-un's rocket men kept busy during the diplomatic charm offensive of 2018-2019. Panda added, it isn't clear if the missile was launched from a submarine barge or some form of underwater platform. Kim Dong-yam, an analyst from Seoul's Institute for Far Eastern Studies, wrote on Facebook that the missile was probably fired from a specially built underwater barge. He said the missile is under development and that North Korea must test fire it from a submarine before it can be deployed. North Korea began testing submarine-launched ballistic missiles in 2015 and conducted 4 submarine launches by August 2016, when a 2-stage solid-fuel Pyeonggyang missile flew about 500 kilometers, that's 310 miles, on a lofted trajectory. That test was considered a success. The launch may be used as leverage in talks with the U.S. due to resume on the weekend after months of stalemate, and with Pyongyang warning recently that engagement with Washington would unravel unless it comes up with new proposals by the end of the year. Pyongyang has said that denuclearization measure are contingent on the U.S. making reciprocal actions, including the lifting of sanctions. Kim Myong-gil, a former North Korean ambassador to Vietnam, who will lead the North Korean delegation, arrived in Beijing on Thursday before flying to Stockholm, where the talks will take place. Kyodo News Agency said, citing diplomatic sources, South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said the missiles traveled about 280 miles in an easterly direction at a maximum altitude of 910 kilometers. It says photos of the launch in the official newspaper Rodong Sinmun showed a black and white painted missile emerging from the water and flying into the gray sky. And there it is right there. The North Korean leader Kim Jong-un sent warm congratulations to those who had carried out the successful test firing, KCNA said, indicating that Kim was not at the site. It says a State Department spokesman called on Pyongyang to refrain from provocations and to remain committed to the nuclear negotiations. South Korea expressed strong concern, and the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe condemned the launch, saying it was a violation of UN Security Council resolutions. North Korea rejects those resolutions that ban Pyongyang from using ballistic missile technology, saying they are an infringement of its rights to self-defense. And this right here, I guess this is an illustration of the way the missile traveled. And it says the submarine launched ballistic missile was fired by North Korea on Wednesday. It says it went from Wonsan Bay, and the missile traveled for about 280 miles before landing in the Sea of Japan. And the launch was the ninth since Donald Trump and the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un met at the heavily guarded demilitarized zone between the two Koreas in June, and came soon after Pyongyang announced it would hold working level talks with the U.S. on Saturday, a development that could potentially break months of stalemate over North Korea's nuclear weapons program. Talks aimed at dismantling North Korea's nuclear and missile programs have been stalled since the second summit between Trump and Kim in Vietnam in February ended without a deal. Slovakia. Yeah, so there you have it, man. That's the Most High mustering up the troops, man. And I just got a few precepts here. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon. This is This is Job 20 and 24. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel, Salakia, shall strike him through. That's right. And then another precept is Psalm 7 and 13. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordaineth his arrows against the persecutors. And that's right. The Yahweh Shai, he's going to go ahead and he's going to, these are the instruments of death, man. These ICBM missiles that these nations are stockpiling and building up, man. It's arsenal. These are the instruments of death prepared by Yahweh. And he's ordaining these arrows against the persecutors. And the persecutors, who's the biggest persecutor than Esau, the so-called white man or red man? And it says in Psalms 21 and 9, it says, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thine anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. That's right, man. And that's what's going to happen when them ICBM missiles are shot. It's going to be a fiery oven, Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That's right. And this is World War III. It shall be with burning and fuel of fire. It's going to, like the scripture says, that day is going to burn like an oven, man. The Most High is going to bring this to pass. It's going to be a lot of bloodshed, and it's going to be, that concentrated fire, them ICBM missiles. Isaiah 13 and 3. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. That's right. When those missiles hit, it's gonna move the earth out of its place, man, and the islands and everything, man. Everything's gonna be, moved. You know, Isaiah 34:4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's that mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from a fig tree. That's right. Behold, I've created Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and he that bringeth forth an instrument of his work. I've created the waster to destroy. That waster to destroy, man. That's them ICBM missiles. The waster to destroy. You know? In Jeremiah 50:14, we are familiar with this one. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. That's right. She's sinned against the Lord. She's done wickedness. And, America, Babylon the Great has taken the children of Israel and done wicked things to the children of Israel. She's went over and above to chasten Israel. And those nations are usually used as a rod for chastening, but they've gone too far chastening Israel. The Most High didn't want it to be on this level. Nahum 3:3, the horseman lifteth up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there's a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there's none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses. That's right, man. That's right. Let's look at the breakdown here. It says that bright sword and glittering spear. That's that ICBM missile. That's right, man. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongues shall consume away in their mouth. That's right. And that's that heat, man. That concentrated fire, that heat will bring about that, that prophecy. Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. The Most High ain't playing, man. The Most High is going to bring that fire, man. And it says for Malachi 4:1, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Salakia. At 2nd Ezra 16:13, Salakia. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that's right. Man is the Most High's hands on earth. So when he's talking about bending that bow and that arrow, that bow of steel, man, that's that ICBM missiles shot by North Korea's getting ready, Russia's getting ready, Iran. All of these people are going to put themselves in array around Babylon, man. They're going to all shoot missiles, man. 200 million missiles, and it's just it just keeps going, man. The Bible is not slack when it's talking about that judgment, man. It's coming here. 2 Peter 3:10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also the works that are therein shall be burned up. And that's right, man. That's right. And that's the horsemen, Revelation 19:16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them, 200,000, man. New time, period, future prophecy, horsemen, ICBM missiles, man. So, it's coming, man. It is definitely coming. Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in a mountain, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, and he's mustering that host now. That host of the battle, the Most High is mustering them now. He's getting the nations angry and upset at the whore in Babylon. America, Babylon the Great, man. They come and they steal lands. That imperialism, man. That capitalism, you know, that social stratification, man. All of that stuff is catching up to them, you know, and these nations ain't standing for it no more. You know, they're not going to sit here and take this from America, Babylon the Great anymore, man. You know, and it's going to come to a head, man. And the Most High is going to make sure that happens, you know. And I just wanted to bring that out, man, and let you guys know that, you know, judgment is coming, man. Judgment is coming, and the Most High isn't slack concerning his promises, man. You know, North Korea is getting ready. You see, as you can see on the screen, they're getting ready. And they're going to set themselves in array around Babylon, man. The Most High is mustering up the battle.